stories out that an arbitration center in the United Kingdom has awarded against a company called Sibton Switch. And Sibton Switch, the plaintiffs in the matter, had brought the action against the Bank of Ghana, the central bank and the regulator. So I'll give you the story. So the story is about your mobile phone. Have a look at your mobile phone and go onto your mobile money platform. That's where the story is. Or think about your bank and look at your checkbook and look and think about transferring money or receiving money from other banks. That's where the story is. So what's the story about? The story is about Ghana wanting to develop and accelerate through technology its whole banking system. So the Bank of Ghana decided to originate a platform where you can send mobile money transactions from one network to the other, because the Bank of Ghana found out that mobile money transactions were actually overtaking traditional banking transactions in Ghana. However, there was a major setback to the mobile money evolution, because one could not send money from an MTN line to a Tigo line, from Tigo line to, you could only send from MTN to MTN. So the Bank of Ghana felt that to facilitate business and to make transactions smoother, a platform needed to be originated by the Bank of Ghana, technology platform, so that people can send money across board. They call it the interoperability. So think of it like that. And then in terms of checks as well, you can write a check and the same day you can move from Standard Chartered Bank and pay Barclays Bank. Before, you couldn't do that. It all has to go to a center. But with interoperability, that is possible, and that is what we're enjoying now. Now, this plan was dreamt of by the Bank of Ghana and many other banks in Africa towards the evolution and closing of the digital divide. So a company won the contract. Somebody's always going to win the contract, and we understand that. So a company won the contract to deliver this platform with the Bank of Ghana as a pay, build, operate, transfer, build, operate, own, something like that. That process had to go to the Public Procurement Authority. So the process went through. At the end of the process, the Sibton Switch company that won the contract is being alleged against them that they won the contract by pricing 33 times more than the standard price of their competitors at the contract. So that in itself was a mouth opener. The allegation is that this company priced its product 33 times more. That itself is not a crime. So the Public Procurement Authority received the document and decided that the Bank of Ghana was going to go into contract with this company. They said that all these private companies, when they do these contracts, they always want a buffer. They want some assurance because they are working with a government company. They don't want this situation of government changes, something happens and then something happens. So they always ask for a certain amount of money to be paid to them as penalty if the Bank of Ghana does not oblige its side of the contract. So the Public Procurement Authority decided that 300,000 cedis would be what the Bank of Ghana was going to render in case the contract didn't come to fruition, in case something happened. This company, which is the Sibton Switch, were also required as a condition precedent to obtain the relevant licenses from the National Communication Authority in order to pursue this agenda. So this is the story. That's what you need to know for now before we hit onto the touch screen and show you the personalities connected to the story, and then we will tell you the story. Then you can make your conclusion. We'll try not to edge our conclusion on you on this occasion. We're going to give you the facts, and then you can make your conclusion. You can look at it as a story about corruption. You can look at it as a story about administrative efficiency. You can look at it as a story of elections have consequences. And those consequences could be good or bad, depending on who is exiting at the ballot box and who is coming in at the ballot box. Consequences of elections could be good for a country or bad for a country, depending on who they are voting in and who they are voting out. That's the story right here. And we're going to begin the story now, going on to the touch screen to look at the personalities involved. The first person we have to talk about is Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia, the vice president. Now, Dr. Bawumia had been working at the Bank of Ghana before he joined politics in 2008. He was the deputy governor of the bank at the time, and I believe that the conversations about this interoperability had begun in his time. He's had a very passionate concern about the Bank of Ghana and its operations as a regulator. And so you know that during the campaign, he talked about having worked at the Bank of Ghana before, and etc., etc. So this matter came to his attention even when he was in opposition, and he used to talk about it before the election. So as soon as power was won, by the MPP, and the new management team was constituted at the Bank of Ghana. This became a big issue. So Dr. Bawumia is the first principal actor on the side of those who won the arbitration. That's why we put his photograph first. Next to Dr. Bawumia is Dr. Ernest Addison. Dr. Addison is the governor of the Central Bank, the Bank of Ghana. And Dr. Addison also is a long-time staff of the Bank of Ghana. For many years, he used to head the research department. So he's also well-versed in the things that the bank wants to do and the research matters to promote the bank's interest. Dr. Addison came in 2017, and as soon as he came in, this contract relationship between Sibton Switch and the Bank of Ghana arrested his attention. Dr. Addison is supported by his deputy, one of his deputies, Mrs. Elsie Adom-Otchere, who is a lawyer and who is the second deputy governor at the central bank, also from the legal position, took a big interest in this matter. So these are the principal actors in this matter. The other one is the external solicitor for Bank of Ghana, Mr. Frank Davis, who ran the show as the external solicitor throughout this process. Okay, so that's on the side of the winners. Let's come to the side of the losers. Okay, Dr. Adom-Otchere Saku is the governor of the Bank of Ghana at the time that the contract was done between the Bank of Ghana and Sibton Switch Company Limited. Dr. Otchere Saku was removed as governor of the central bank upon the elections of 2016. As I said, the consequences of elections do have consequences. Dr. Adom-Otchere Saku was changed, and Dr. Addison became the new governor. The other person is the Ghanaian businessman behind the Sibton Switch, and this is Roland Agambiri, our friend Roland Agambiri, serial entrepreneur, founder of the RLG brand. Roland Agambiri was the Ghanaian investor with the Sibton Switch. Sibton Switch is a global company, but he was the Ghanaian part of it. So these are the key people about whom we are going to be talking tonight as we run this story for you. Elsie Awaji, the governor of the central bank, and Dr. Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia, the vice president. Now, the vice president is instrumental because when the contract collapsed, the Bank of Ghana had to proceed to deliver the service anyway. So today, you see the service had been delivered, but it wasn't delivered by Sibton Switch, and it wasn't delivered at the amount that Sibton Switch wanted to do. That we'll get into all the details. So these are the key actors of this story, ending with... so here they are. These are the key actors of the story. 4 up there and 2 down. We're going to be talking about them tonight. So stay tuned and pay attention. Now, there are also organizations in the state organizations who are important to this conversation. So we're going to walk you through those state organizations who are important to this conversation. Now, we begin with the National Communication Authority. The NCA is the state organization that was to deliver the license to Sibton Switch, or it is from the NCA that Sibton Switch had to obtain the license to be able to do their work. And it was a condition precedent for them to obtain the license from the NCA and present it to the Bank of Ghana as satisfying the condition precedent for the contract to go through. I'm repeating this matter because it became an important denominator for the Court of Arbitration in making a determination whether or not the Bank of Ghana has a case against Sibton, or that Sibton had a case against the Bank of Ghana. Of course, we know what the court decided. So the National Communication Authority, the Bank of Ghana itself, the central bank, which is the party to the contract at this stage, and then you have the Public Procurement Authority. They are also very important because this was a procurement by the Bank of Ghana, and so the PPA is important. Keep an eye on the PPA because we're going to show you some conclusions that the PPA came to that were severely amended. All right. Then we have to talk about the telcos because the platform which was to be created was to help us Ghanaians to be able to negotiate our phone, navigate our phone through mobile money in an interoperability manner where all the telcos can truly take our money and we can give money to other people and use the platform quite nicely. So these are the organizations that are principal to this story that I'm going to be telling you. The National Communication Authority, the Bank of Ghana, the Public Procurement Authority, and the telcos. The contract awarded to Sibton Switch was one-sided in favor of Sibton Switch and was severely detrimental to the interest of the Bank of Ghana. For example, the Public Procurement Authority approval for the projects provided that the Bank of Ghana's maximum liability should be 300,000 Ghana cedis. So you see, we're getting somewhere now. The Public Procurement Authority provided that in case the contract fell through, in case the contract didn't happen, the Bank of Ghana's liability should not exceed 300,000 Ghana cedis. That's what public procurement said, because you always need to give the private contractor some interest. You need to give them some comfort. So the Public Procurement Authority, whilst they approved the contract, made the point that 300,000 cedis is the maximum exposure that you're going to have for the Bank of Ghana. Beyond that, the Bank of Ghana will not pay anything. So Bank of Ghana knows that going into the contract, if it falls through, we will owe the guys 300,000 Ghana cedis. Let's move on. This is where the drama actually begins. Okay. Contrary to this approval, the corruptly procured contract with Sibton Switch provided that the Bank of Ghana had a huge potential liability of 478 million, which is 2.6 billion cedis. Now, that's where the problem is. This is where the story begins. That's where the problem is. Public procurement approved 300,000 as the liability and the biggest exposure that the Bank of Ghana can have in this matter. However, something happens, and as the Bank of Ghana statement said, corruptly procured, a new figure finds itself and finds expressions in the document, a figure that public procurement did not approve. What's that figure? 2.6 billion. Public procurement says pay 300,000 in case Bank of Ghana has liability in this contract. Something happens sometime in 2016, early 2017. Something happens, something dramatic happens, and now the figure in the document, after the document has departed from public procurement and returned to the desk somewhere in the Bank of Ghana, the figure now that Bank of Ghana has to pay in case there's liability is 2.6 billion. So somebody was trying to be clever, isn't it? Somebody was watching proceedings. Somebody knew that election has consequences. Somebody saw that election had been lost. And somebody saw that with this election lost, this contract may be cancelled. And so if the contract is cancelled, let us change the figure of how much they will pay us if the contract is cancelled. So they go in there and they change the figure from 300,000 Ghana cedis to 2.6 billion Ghana cedis, and upon that they will sue in arbitration. Upon that they will go to arbitration. Upon that they will apply for an arbitration award, and the arbitration will say that, okay, contract has fallen through. Where is the sum that you put in the contract for the liability? And they will gladly say 2.6 billion, which is 478 million. And the arbitration court, they were expecting, will say that, okay, so you already know how much you pay them, and that's going to be the arbitral award. So that's a very serious matter. This is where the story is. How did 300,000 approved of the liability of the Bank of Ghana by the Public Procurement Authority metamorphose to become 2.6 billion, 478 million United States dollars? How did that happen? So this is the question. Is it protecting the public purse? Is it a question of corruption? What really is this? And we are looking at an epoch from 2015 just flying over into 2017, that kind of process. Okay, let's move on. In addition, the tender price for Sibton Switch was more than 33 times expensive than the next most expensive bid. So in the bidding process as well, it was observed that in the bidding process, Sibton Switch's bid was 33 times more than the next most expensive bid. What is it? The bid to build the interoperability systems for the Bank of Ghana, so that Ghanaians can get mobile money interoperability and banking systems interoperability, which is modern, is a requirement, is a sine qua non for any economy to grow in these days. And Sibton, apart from amending the charge of what Bank of Ghana should pay them, is being reported here that they also bid 33 times more than the average bid. Okay. Following the termination of the contract with Sibton Switch in 2017, the Bank of Ghana's subsidiary, GIPSS, was able to deliver mobile payment systems interoperability at a small fraction of the cost, saving the Ghanaian taxpayer billions of cedis. So I was asking you the question, I was telling you that once they terminated the contract, what happens? GIPSS is able to deliver the contract. And that's where Dr. Bawumia led this process for that to happen. They've delivered the contract. Now we have more money on interoperability. At what cost did they do it? 2.6 billion is what we're going to pay. $2.6 billion. 4.6 million was used to put it together. They were going to ask us to spend 2.6 billion. We spent 4.6 million and we achieved the same thing. The difference, and we here, is the Bank of Ghana and the Republic of Ghana. The Republic of Ghana was being asked in contract A, same contract, in scenario A, to pay the figure on your left, $2.6 billion. Now, it has been delivered at $4.6 million. The difference in there, you see, 2.5 billion. I don't know how you want to call it. Send us a text on the phone. Whether it's savings, whether it's catching corruption, whatever you want to call it. But this is the story of Sibton Switch Bank of Ghana arbitration. So Sibton Switch lost the arbitration, thankfully. It's an arbitration that they were claiming so much money, but they lost the arbitration. And now they have to pay the Bank of Ghana for legal fees. But the conversation tonight is that we talk about corruption and we talk about protecting the national purse. And I've seen a survey this evening about protecting national purse. Where do you fit in this story? I don't think there's a story bigger than this in terms of protecting the national purse. I don't think there's a story bigger than this in terms of some people preparing to dupe the state and it has been stopped. I don't think there's a story bigger than this. I don't think there's a story bigger than this in terms of amending figures and changing liabilities of state institutions in favor of people who had made contracts with them from 300,000 exposure to 2.6 billion. I don't think there's a story bigger than this. If there is, show me one.